Operations consulting is a type of service that many business owners do not fully understand. Some operations consultants are strategic consultants and vice versa. Strategic consultancy is more about the big picture. Operations consulting is more about the day-to-day operations. Today we will go over these two types of services and what they entail to help you decide which one might be right for your company based on your current needs. Operations consulting. Operations consultants advise business owners on what to do in order to improve the operations of their company. These type of consultants often work with businesses that are already established and help them become more efficient by doing things like coming up with new processes, streamlining existing ones, helping establish budgets for certain sales goals or marketing campaigns, figuring out how much time staff should spend on certain operations and more. Strategic consulting. While operations consultants focus on the day-to-day operations of a company, strategic consultants are focused more on what is going to happen in the future for that same company. They often help their businesses decide where they want their business to be 1 year or 5 years from now, and then create a plan to help them get there. This type of consulting is often used by startups that are just starting out or businesses that have been around for a while but want to take their operations in new directions. You can see why operations consultants will be interested in the day-to-day operations of your company, but strategic consultants are more interested in where your company is going. Operations consultants are experts in operations and can use their knowledge to help clients identify any inefficiencies or redundancies within their operations. Then, operations consultants will work with the client and find a solution that streamlines the operations of the company and saves money. Processes. Internal processes are operations that take place within the company, including operations, operations consulting, and strategic consulting. Operations consultants can help identify operations goals with the company. They also work to make operations more efficient by analyzing all aspects of it. Operations consultants will then offer recommendations for streamlining operations and reducing costs. Operations consulting is designed for companies that want to improve operations without any major changes. Staff. Operations consultants can recommend that the client reduce operations staff. They will typically give their recommendations in an operations report and include any related recommendations such as reducing overtime or reducing positions within operations. The operations consultant will review the operations and operations consulting goals of the company with the client to identify any efficiencies or redundancies. Operations are a large part of the consulting field. In operations consulting, consultants work with the operations and management of the company to improve efficiency and increase profit margins. There are many ways to increase a company's profit, including adding new products to the market, cutting costs by reducing production and operations, or reducing taxes by adjusting the price of goods and services. Strategic consultants. Strategic consultants help businesses, non-profit organizations, or governmental agencies become more successful by advising them on a broad range of challenging issues. Consultants are experts in strategic management, strategic marketing, strategic planning, and other related disciplines. Strategic management is the strategic direction and control of an organization. It involves strategic thinking, strategic tools, strategic planning, and strategic leadership. Strategic thinking is strategic planning that puts into place strategic objectives and strategic actions to help organizations achieve their strategic goals. Sometimes organizations and owners become so engrossed in day-to-day objectives that they lose sight of the bigger vision. Here, external support such as strategic consultants are brought into the organization to outline the path and route towards the long-term plan. They provide unbiased viewpoints in their research and analysis of a company. Strategy consultants generally use tools to help them with strategic consulting. These tools can include strategic frameworks, market research, SWOT analysis, and merger and acquisition studies. Strategic frameworks are strategic approaches that strategic consulting firms use to assist their clients with strategic decision-making processes. They are used to map future courses of action and assess the strategic environment. Strategic frameworks can also be used to measure or monitor strategic performance. The strategic environment refers to the external forces that can affect an organization's strategy. Factors include things like changes in technology, social norms, and economic conditions. SWOT analysis are the strategic tools for identifying a company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats within its operating context. A SWOT analysis is one of the most common strategic frameworks strategic consulting firms use to help their clients with strategic decision-making. Merger and acquisition studies are strategic tools that strategic consulting firms can use to study the possible benefits of mergers or acquisitions for a company. M&A has become more common in recent years as companies look for ways to restructure themselves by growing, cutting costs, and finding new acquisitions. Strategic leadership. What is strategic leadership? A strategic leader has a strategic advantage which allows them to make decisions that benefit the company and better their bottom line. How does strategic consulting differ from other consulting disciplines? Strategic consulting enables companies to go on without needing to be reactive. Companies have done this in order to respond faster than their competitors. How does strategic leadership differ from strategic consulting? A strategic leader has the ability to make decisions that are beneficial for their company and create a better bottom line. They also have an advantage over their strategic consultants who cannot strategize as well because they lack the necessary experience needed to be successful in strategic leadership positions. The strategic leader is likely to have considerable knowledge of strategy and business modeling and possesses valuable strategic insights and perspectives. Operations consultants are not usually strategic leaders. Instead, they focus on operational improvement in such areas as production or distribution. They work with the people responsible for delivering these services, often a mix of employees, full-time or part-time, contract staff, and strategic partners. Operations consultants assist with defining, planning, and implementing operational improvement products. They may identify areas for improvement by looking at the gaps between customer expectations and reality, identifying critical production bottlenecks, analyzing supply chain cost structures to find out where savings can be made, exploring new technologies to identify strategic investment opportunities. Operations consultants are usually not as strategic thinkers, but they often develop strong people skills and can be an invaluable strategic partner for those who do not have a strategic focus. They may also work with the senior management of organizations on project implementation, making sure that their plans translate into actionable change within a company's operations. They are also usually less involved with the day-to-day operations that drive a company's sales. Rather than being an expert in the operational aspects of your business, they will work on improving those areas from a strategic perspective. For example, if you're looking for ways to make your supply chain more effective or find new markets where you can sell your product at higher margins, these experts may be able to help identify opportunities without burdening yourself with all of the minutiae needed to implement them successfully. Do you have any more differences to add? Let us know in the comments below and be sure to follow for more weekly consulting videos.